Hello, and hello to all of my cancers. Cancers! By now, you have done your full moon ritual, and there's still time. There's still time. This reading is for if this is the seventh of the month, the seventh of the month wherever you are, then it is full moon, fully illuminated. But if it is the eighth, this reading is for the eighth of the month through the 31st of March. Then you still have time to put out your gemstones and crystals, make protective amulets, make moon water to drink. You can do divination. You can cleanse and charge your tools under the moonlight. You can harvest herbs during this time, up at least until Friday, because usually it's like 3 days in, 3 days out. Okay, so hopefully you're not putting a whole lot of stress and pressure on yourselves. You know that if you missed when the moon was 100% illuminated, that you're like, oh, now I have to wait until the next cycle. You don't. So anyway, let's get right into it. Let's see what your cards have to say. Let's just try to take some of the pressure and stress off of yourself. This full moon is in Virgo. We had a full moon in Virgo on the 7th of the month, if it's already the 8th where you are. And full moon energy leading up to it, and then a couple of days after full moon energy, you feel more energized about things that are energy hacks, things that you love to do. You feel re-energized, you feel rejuvenated, you feel confident in those areas. You feel like I'm closer and closer to my purpose here on earth, if you haven't already found your purpose. In contrast to things that leak your energy, that's what the full moon is really about, is starting the process of wrapping those things up, letting go of those things, closing out those cycles. But you have to take action, not just wait for somebody else to do it, because they can't close out a cycle in your universe. You have to close it out. So let's get into it. Let's see what your cards have to say. Whoa, King of Pentacles, very nice. Queen of Pentacles, the Ten of Swords. We have the Judgment card. We have the Empress card, and also the Seven of Swords. So somebody has successfully broken some kind of a generational tie, chain, or circle. And so your ancestors are very happy for you. They're very proud of you. There are some people in your family that know that it's over. It's a wrap. You've walked away from, and so once you do that with your own family, it makes it easier to walk away from people outside of your family where you feel like I need to go ahead and move on from something. And so Source is saying to you, it may have been painful, emotionally draining, having to go through things over and over and over again that was deeply disappointing. But for you, you're saying in a very classy way, I'm just going to move on with my life. I need to physically take action. This is action oriented. This is not just talking about it and waiting for something to change. This is, I'm getting as far away from this as humanly possible. Right. So this is where you're taking action, where you feel like I don't trust you. If there's anybody you feel like I don't trust you, my heart was in the right place and you took advantage of my heart. It could be, again, it could be family members. It could be romantic interest. It could be a job that you really loved and you feel like you were betrayed there. But it's something having to do with your heart chakra, where you were compassionate towards people. Your kindness showed up and showed out. Your gratitude was there, your love was there, but it wasn't reciprocated. Okay, so I do see here we have the King of Pentacles, which is the wealthiest card in the deck. I do see Source sending, so this is where you're headed to, back to your throne of wealth. This is also the Queen of Pentacles. Pentacles energy is connected to the element of earth, right? And so this full moon was in an earth sign in Virgo. So you'll know that those energies were actually cutting into your money, because the way that they came across is unstable. And whatever your definition of unstable is, they came across as insecure. They came across as draining your energy, somehow disrupting your career success. They came across as disloyal, impatient with you. When you start to get to a point where you feel less determined because you're becoming drained, you're starting to feel insecure about situations because you gave them access to your heart, it's time to say, okay, I need to walk away from this. That's what I'm seeing. And that's what this full moon is fully illuminating in your spirit, is that you're going through a major rebirth. Also, somebody could be pregnant, so if you are pregnant with child, congratulations. But this is more speaking to a rebirth into prosperity and abundance, right, in your life. So that's what this is speaking really more so to, is that you're walking away from something that, like I said, was emotionally draining for you. And you just decided, hey, I'm getting ready to live my absolute best life. but I'm healing first. So let's see what else we have going on. So like I said, if you broken generational cycles, chains, and you made that power move and transforming from your own family, it makes it easier to move on from other things outside of your family, where you say, I don't like the pain of having to cut some energies out of my universe, but I would rather be alone than be connected to energies where I'm not clear on things. I'm just not clear. So that's what I'm seeing for you. So here we have the let's see what else we have here. Let's see what else we have here in these cards for you. Let's see what else we have here in these cards for you, Cancer. So like I said before, you're entering into, I'm talking to men and women Cancers, you're entering into a season of abundance and prosperity. So again, if you were able to break free of family, everything, believe it or not, I know a lot of people don't believe it, because a lot of people say that I haven't talked to family members in years, but you haven't really closed out the cycle. That's why it's hard for you to close out relationships outside of your family if you're still connected to certain people. You're still talking to them, saying, I'm feeding people with a long handle spoon. I don't really check for them that often, but that door is still open. That portal is still open for them to come in, even via telepathy. And so that's why it makes it hard for some people to close out relationships outside of the family, because they haven't closed out. They don't feel comfortable closing out cycles. First and foremost within your own family. That cousin that you used to hang out with, you find out, hey, we're just not on the same frequency. I still love you, but we're not on the same frequency, so I need to move on. King and Queen of Pentacles came out twice. So again, Source is trying to make somebody very, very wealthy, very wealthy. But again, if you have a problem walking away from energies, then it's going to be harder for you to see, because you're still holding on to the past by expecting the future to snatch you forward. And that's not how it works. You have to put in the work. Everybody embodies divine masculine and divine feminine. You are a divine feminine sign, but you also still have the ability to take action. You're in a very powerful position to go through a rebirth, right? And so Source wants you healing after all of those sword wounds, after all of the manipulation, lying, gaslighting, and everything that you've been through. Somebody could have been in an argument with somebody in the past, distant past, or recent past, or but Source is saying to you, put the swords down. That makes you look very powerless to keep full swords in your hand, because you're cutting into your own opportunities for wealth that's trying to come your way if you're in defensive mode. I'm always in fight mode, so both of my fists are closed. I can't even open my hand because I'm in fight mode, like Arthur. You know how Arthur has the clenched fist, the cartoon Arthur. You got the clenched fist. So how can you open up your hands to receive wealth if your hands are always like this? You're still in fight mode because somebody says something to you. And Source said, just cut them off. They cut themselves out of your life. As deeply disappointing and as hurtful as it has been for you, it's time to move on, because otherwise it keeps you in this hostile mode. Like, I'm always ready to come to somebody's rescue. I got to fight for somebody, or I got to fight them, right? That would be a perfect example of this, is knowing that somebody's in an abusive relationship. And it could be a friend that's in an abusive relationship. And every time you have a dream or a download, because you're the I feel sign, right? And you have a dream or download, you're calling them, you antsy. Okay, I had a dream about such and such last night. You keep telling them the same thing over and over and over again, and they're going to have to find out for themselves. And the same thing for you. If you're in any kind of abusive family relationships where people feel like you're a doormat, or they're calling you insensitive, or remember that water is very reflective. And so Source is trying to put more wealth in your pocket. So if you have these relationships, even family relationships where you're just angry and they just won't listen, then they're going to have to find out the way that God needs them to find out, so that when next time you tell them something, their ears are perked up like a satellite dish. They hear you loud and clear, because they don't want to have to go through those things again. And so, like I said before, the best thing you can do for those types of relationships, if you've already said it over and over and over again, you've checked in with them and they still act like they didn't know what's going on, and again, for you, you're just going to have to send good energy to, I mean, if it's somebody that you deeply love, it could be, like I said, family member, friend, or whatever. You're going to have to save yourself from the situation, because again, we can't save other people. Because if you keep going to people and saying, I had a dream about this, and they not listening or paying attention, or like, oh, I don't believe in that kind of stuff or whatever. Okay. All right. Not a problem. So I'm not going to keep my fist balled up ready to come run to somebody's rescue when it's causing me to walk around mean faced, not talking to people, emotionally checked out because I'm worried about somebody else's issues and problems. And it's affecting my money. It's affecting my money. It's affecting my stability. It's affecting my security. It's affecting my tenacity. It's affecting my career success, my patience. It's affecting all of those things because I'm not listening. I'm not listening, right? I'm not listening to source and saying, go ahead and walk away from that. Here we have the Sun card, the Six of Wands, the Queen of Pentacles, Six of Pentacles, the Ten of Pentacles, and also the Ten of Cups. So, the Sun card. So the sun is medicinal. The sun is healing. Maybe somebody needs to be out in the sun. Maybe somebody needs to listen to some solar plexus chakra music while you're resting, while you are healing, to get your own motivation back. It can be quite draining when you are in this battle for somebody else that won't take action. And so when source is saying to you, why are you putting yourself through that kind of stress when I'm trying to create an amazing life for you? Right? And so that's what I'm seeing for somebody. Source is trying to create an amazing life for you. And so somebody's allowing somebody else's stuff to filter over into your universe. So instead of looking for approval from human, source is saying, I'm about to approve you for additional wealth. The Queen of the Queen of Pentacles came out 3 times. So that's source continuing to send energies across your path that's going to really, really help you. So those energies are really, really going to help you on your journey, on your path. So pay attention to that. Pay attention to the energies that God is sending across your path. Look up when you're at the gym. If you recognize somebody, wave. Don't be so tuned out because you're focusing on something that you've allowed into your universe that you're not making contact with people. That's also wealth. You're creating rooted and grounded and patient and stable relationships with people. That's also wealth. Again, here's your the Ten of Pentacles. This is your legacy wealth. You all are the mother and the money sign. So again, this is where you're protecting your own inner child and protecting your own peace. And again, even if it's your adult child who won't listen to things, you are protecting your inner child enough that if they need to come to you to talk, you're not angry and frustrated. You can be you can hold peaceful space for them because your inner child is not out of balance and out of alignment. Or if this friend decides to wake up, snap out of something because after you've already moved on, now all of a sudden they have this epiphany. Oh, I can't call on cancer anymore and dump all my problems into cancer's lap. You're there as a peaceful friend. You're not saying I told you so. You're just saying, now are you ready to listen? I'm here for you, but I'm only going to offer you this advice one time. And I can help you in any way that I can, but you're not giving them the same level of access to your heart that you did before because somebody was taking you for granted. Here we have the Six of Wands. So I do see you being victorious at that, learning how to protect your own inner child. For somebody, like I said before, I see somebody at peace, in their journey. I see somebody at real true peace in their journey, where somebody feels like, feels, like I said, victorious, feels accomplished, like I was able to do it. So even if you have a dream or some kind of a download and you call that person and they can't answer their phone right now, that's God's way of protecting you. Or you send them a text message and they don't respond right away. Don't assume the worst. That's God's way of protecting you to keep moving forward, to keep focusing on your legacy. What do you want your name associated with? When somebody says your name, it's associated with what? Hotels, beauty supply stores, barbershops, investment companies. Like, what do you want your name to be associated with? A doctor, a nurse, a healer, a reader. Like, what do you want your name to be associated with? So again, Source is really trying to keep you focused and keep you, aligned. Here we have the Empress card came out twice. Somebody is going through a double rebirth. It could be somebody that you've decided to walk away from. They're also going through a rebirth as well. And so this rebirth on the other side is going to create more harmony in your lives as well as in your life as well as their life. And so we have the Six of Pentacles. Six of Pentacles came out twice. So an approval, double approval for somebody. Like I said, more money is coming across your path. Creative ideas are coming across your path. As long as you just continue to work hard and be in a posture of gratitude, you have the whole world in front of you. Here's the two of Wands. So this is about expansion on like a global scale. Like you have the whole world in front of you. Travel, meeting new people, job opportunities coming your way. So many opportunities coming your way, because again, it's hard to kind of it's difficult. Let me just say, it can be difficult to break away from energies that you love, whether it's your children, your adult children, whether it's your parents, whether it's a love interest, whether it's a friend. It really can be. To stop mothering that. You all are the mother. I'm talking to men and women Cancers, to stop mothering that, right? But you have to take some kind of action that sends out a strong enough message to let them know your energy has been really cutting into my purpose here. And I've been trying to get messages, and so it doesn't come across as you trying to manipulate or trying to control somebody. So you're just going to have to full stop. Just stop. Right? Stop yourself. And just like I said, maybe plan a trip, go traveling, go somewhere, right? And so somebody has been sitting around ruminating over something, just like posted up. The number 4 is the earth number. Like somebody has been really sitting around thinking about some stuff, and it's causing you to be emotionally drained. That's what I'm saying. This full moon, this is a great time to listen to your intuition, but it's also a time of more intense creativity, which is going to lead to more wealth, more stability, more security, peaceful friendships and relationships and things like that. So here's the Page of Pentacles. Somebody's going to be receiving some kind of money or something. It could be a tax refund. It could be something. But I'm seeing you meeting a soulmate. Soulmate, it does not by default mean romantic relationship, just so we're crystal clear. Soulmate could just be a new member of your soul family, like a new good friend, could be coming across your path where you're just like, wow, this is nice. This person's, I like their energy. You're getting to know each other, and it could be just a great platonic base friendship, right? Where you feel like at some point, you know what, I can really consider this person as my friend. I like their energy, so I consider them as my friend, and they consider you as theirs. But again, you got to make sure you know your definition, create a definition of what friend means to you. So let's see what else we got going on here, Cancer. So whoever it is that you're walking away from for whatever reason, you're operating in love. Here we have the Empress card, came out 3 times, the Moon card, the Fool card, the 4 of Cups, the 9 of Cups, and also the Ace of Cups. Yep. So something is going on that you're unaware of, but see how this person looks very graceful, like very gracious. They're kind of said to get their hands on the this bar. They're looking out at the moon. They don't have a care in the world about what happened in the past. They don't care who's talking about them in the past. I mean, talking about you behind your back. They don't care about any of that. They're like, I'm not being overwhelmed anymore. I already weighed the pros and cons. I made a decision to walk away from something, and I'm not stressed about it anymore. Matter of fact, I'm seeing this right here, wish fulfillment. Emotionally, somebody's going to feel like they have hit the jackpot when they walk away from something. It's like, I'm just going to have to leave people to their own devices. If you need to talk to me, and if I'm available, then, hey, I'm holding a safe space for you. But, and if you're asking me for my advice, I'm only going to give you the advice one time. How many times, whatever the limit of times you give them an advice. Because somebody's ears are going to be wide open now. Now they're going to be really paying attention because they're going through a rebirth as well. Here we have the Fool card and also the Empress card. Empress card came out 3 times. Empress card came out 3 times. And again, somebody could very well be pregnant. There could be a grandchild on the way. There could be, like I said, somebody could be physically pregnant with child, but you could be also going through 3 rebirths. It could be like, like I said, new baby on the way. Business could be rebranding. Your life could be rebranding, but somebody is going through such a major shift right now because you got 3 Empress cards out here that whereas you may have felt foolish in the past, you're going to feel recharged, refreshed. And I'm talking about this sun right here. You're going to feel changed, liberated, free from something, so you don't feel foolish anymore. You're moving on from something, right? We have the Ace of Cups and also the Four of Cups. Four of Cups came out twice. Four of Cups again is to see how this person is sitting there with their arms folded. Like somebody is sitting around worried about something, waiting on some answers and sources. Like you don't need to wait on answers. All you need to do is walk away from it, because it's putting you in a very hostile stance. Like, it's like, see how this energy is looking back? Let me show you something. I'm going to show you, like, you got to get a visual of this. These energies are looking back, and this energy right here doesn't even want to get out of the bed. Like this, somebody is so preoccupied by overthinking something. And sources like, all you need to do is get up and go move out of, just get as far away from that energy as possible. Just get as far away from it as possible. Here we have the Ace of Cups, Ace of Cups. And so you've worked really hard on your emotions to let something toxic sit in your water. Codependent relationships. I can't leave this friend behind or this romantic relationship behind. Now, by the way, again, take only what resonates with you. If you're in a solid marriage or solid romantic relationship, obviously I'm not talking to you, right? Don't go home and create problems if there are none. But some people are in shaky friendships, shaky family relationships where you just keep trying to give people sign and they're just not taking it. So you're going to have to move on. You're having all these downloads and they just, for some reason, they just want to be oblivious. For whatever reason, people have their own motives for staying in stuff, and you can wear yourself out and become emotionally drained to a point where you look toxic, or you can say, you know what, I'm moving on. Something else is going on that with all the downloads that I'm having, maybe I'm the one that's being manipulated, but I'm moving on. I'm moving on because something is happening behind somebody's back that you're not, that you're not fully aware of. So again, let's see what else we got going on here so we can go ahead and close this out. Let's see what else we have going on here. Let's pull some oracle cards and let's go ahead and close this out, Cancer. But again, whatever is going on behind your back and your heart is in the right place, you got a lot of ancestors around you saying you don't have to worry about the smear campaigns or, the manipulative energies or the lying or whatever reason people lying. For whatever reason that people are lying or withholding information or doing whatever they're doing behind your back, when you walk away, it won't even matter. You'll be walking away focusing on healing, traveling, doing things like making room for additional streams of income. So again, it's all love. You didn't waste your time. You learned lessons that when I got to start listening to how I feel about something. Soak in a bath. Soak in a bath. This is also going to replenish your water. Yep. Soak in a bath. Somebody has already started taking spiritual baths or had a need, a desire to take spiritual baths and spiritual showers. So pay attention. Pay attention to all those signs, no matter how subtle they are. Pay attention to how you feel. How you feel that people are being sneaky or not telling you things. Go with that. Like, you don't need to know exactly what it is. Source says if it's causing you to be this emotionally drained, it's time to move on, Cancer. It's time to move on. So surrender to the divine. Surrender to your higher selves, right? You're not a fool. That's ego. If it was in reverse, then I could say somebody felt foolish. But I do see somebody moving on and not feeling foolish at all. Like, you know what? Okay, now that I know what was exposed, okay, thank you, God. Because, yes, something is either has already been exposed or it will be exposed. And for you, it looks like somebody could just be at a point of just saying, that's why somebody will be walking away from something in a very classy way. Because for you, it's like, okay, I suspected X, Y, and Z. Now that it's out, let me move on. Let me just move on, with this and focus on my legacy. Let me just, now that I know, I can breathe a sigh of relief. And the only reason why you may look back, just depending on what the situation is, the only reason why you may look back is just to, just see, wow, next time I need to just listen to my intuition. because that is God in you telling you that it's something you need to move on from. You know, things will come out eventually. Things will come out eventually. So 8, I am successful. That's right. Your talent for setting and reaching goals is like no other. You are self-sufficient and capable of achieving your ambitions. 8 representing the ebb and flow, the infinite loop of creation. That's right. So this number 8 is the money exchange number. So somebody is going to get right back on focusing on their purpose, and being booked and busy. Lots of other opportunities coming your way to meet new people, to make more money, to spend less money, which is actually you holding on to more money. That's also contributing to your wealth, building very stable relationships. Don't be surprised if people start inviting you to things. They want you to be a part of things. They want to start introducing you to people, that kind of thing. And so, again, if you're still in fight mode, it's going to make you look very unstable going into new situations because you're still looking back at things that Source has been telling you to walk away from. So let's pull one last card, Cancers, and let's go ahead and close this out. But again, you're going to be fine. Again, you're going to be just fine. Just fine. Let's see what your card is. Let's see what your affirmation card is before we go ahead and close this out. But again, like I said, don't put the stress and pressure on yourself. If you didn't get a chance to put out your gemstones and crystals and do your other full moon rituals, the moon is still pretty much illuminated. I want to say it'll be like at 80-something% on the 5th. I mean, on the 15th. I'm sorry, on Friday, this coming Friday, which is the 10th, right? And so it's still illuminated enough for you to be able to identify energy leaks and energy hacks and make some adjustments to start preparing. I need to go ahead and close out some cycles and move on. Focus. Laser focus. I am devoted to a clear mind. I take action toward my highest goals daily. I am confident in my abilities. I release distraction. I get the important things done. I am organized. I am in control of my thoughts. That's right. You are in control of your thoughts. And it looks like also your actions too, because again, I see somebody walking away from something in a very classy way. And whatever is revealed to you all, like I said before, you don't need to reflect that type of energy because water is very reflective. Whatever you find out, make sure your water is protected. So you just say, okay, all right. Somebody just cut themselves out of either a certain level of access from your life or cut themselves out of your life altogether, and you start the process of healing. Toss names into burning bowls, release it in love. Any negative energy sent your way, you return to sender in love. You're repaying everything in love, right? So you don't need to have one last conversation about why somebody did what they did. All you know is that your feelings about something was spot on. So now it's exposed. So that is what I have for you, Cancers. I will see you all on Freedom Friday. Bye.